Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sweet Science 2, brought to you by Peach Boxing, Gladrap, and All Aspects Drainage. Now tonight we have had a stacked 17-fight card with 14 amateur fights and 3 professional fights. Calling the action with you tonight, we have myself, Chop Chad Milnes, and with me, undefeated professional cruiserweight, David the Great White Light, 17-0, 10 KOs, ranked number 4 in the world by the WBO.
Thank you very much. Maybe get sick of hearing that.
We have fight number 16. This is a professional bout, female professional bout in the super lightweight division, that is 63 kgs. Now this is fought over 4 2-minute rounds. Now soon to make her way to the ring, here she is, Michaela Jenkins. She is up from the South Island, fighting out of Liga. Originally a kickboxer. She is taking on, in the red corner, soon to make her ring walk, the Nightmare Motu, fighting out of Peach Boxing. Now Michaela Jenkins has had 1 fight. She is undefeated. 1 fight, 1 win. That was back in 2008. And on her opening professional bout, she won the Pro Box lightweight title. And here her opponent making her way to the ring, Mia Motu, the Nightmare. 7 fights, undefeated. 4 wins coming by knockout. And she is the current NZ PBA lightweight champion. And she won in 2021 last year, 26th of March, in a victory over Tanya Reid. Now Dave. Mia, the Nightmare Motu. Stablemate. Vicious puncher in the female division. There we go, charismatic entrance. The crowd behind her. Now take your thoughts on this fight, Dave.
Well, I haven't seen much of her opponent, but I know that Mia's last fight against Tanya Reid was pretty clinical. She had got her against the ropes and put her down 3 times before the referee called the stoppage to the fight. So knowing these kickboxers, you got to hand it to these kickboxers. They take any fight. And she's coming up from Christchurch, and she's dropped a lot of weight since her last fight. She weighed in at 63. She's coming down from, I think her last kickboxing fight was at 71, because I picked her up from the airport yesterday, and she was telling me, so she's done a big weight cut to try and make this fight happen. So man, yeah, massive respect to these kickboxers. They'll take any fight.
Yeah, very game. Like you said, may have a bit of a weight advantage in the ring here tonight against Mia. Let's see if she can take advantage of that and use her perhaps natural size against the more experienced and also devastating puncher in the red corner.
She weighed in 64.4 kilograms, New Zealand Pro Box welterweight champion, multiple kickboxing and K1 titles. Could you please make her welcome to Auckland, Michaela Jenkins?
And her husband called it Pro Box title in her debut bout, which is quite a feat, winning a New Zealand title on your debut.
And I think she's already got another kickboxing fight lined up. So she's already scheduled to fight again after this fight with Mia.
All right. Oh, there you go.
Motu, the smiling assassin.
They make their way to center ring for instructions.
Some people might think that Mia's just got a massive smile on her face because she's just trying to project confidence and all that kind of thing, but knowing her, that's genuine.
Yeah.
She just loves to fight. This is where she lives.
Yeah.
This is what she wants to do with her life.
Both sporting similar haircuts. Hairstyles, we'll say hairstyles. Oh. And the fighter in the blue corner is a southpaw. Falls a little bit short with those counter shots, but Mia comes in, lands 2 big shots, wide shots. Nice punches there from Michaela. She's going to have to try to take advantage of that southpaw stance and use that different distance and angles and look to counter shot. She takes a few shots in there, 5 in succession.
Oh.
Big right hand. Continued success with that big right hook. Now Mia has 4 wins by knockout, so she can end the fight early. With the intensity in this opening round, it's looking like she's wanting that stoppage victory. Make it a 5th. Good patient pouring out, looking for it again. She lands again. But very game, Michaela firing back, fighting her way out of it.
The ref's going to have to keep a close eye on this one. She's eating almost every right hand that's being thrown.
Continually, power and accuracy from Mia with that right hand. She takes another, slowing down a little bit after that early exchange, those early shots.
You got to hand it to Michaela. She is tough.
Those kickboxers, they are tough. Their game. She's also undefeated, so she can carry that confidence of an undefeated fighter here tonight. The pace has slowed a little bit after those early exchanges. We approach the end of the first round. This is only a 2-minute round bout. Female professional fights fought over 2 minutes. Strong start to the fight from the girl in red, the Nightmare Motu. Continued success with that right hand over and over again. You could see Michaela really feeling those shots.
At one point she did look like she was out, but she quickly regained composure and stuck it back, and I think her being a bit more aggressive and coming forward is what's kept her in the bout so far.
Yeah, she did. She fought her way out of it. She did. She took one of those right hooks sort of in the middle of the round. You could see her eyes went to the back of her head a little bit. She was clearly well stunned. Showed her heart, fought right back.
That left hand is just drifting a little far from her face when she's trying to load it up, and that's why that right hook and right hand are finding their way through from Mia.
Yeah, just lacking a little bit of head movement to get out of the way of some of those shots. Of course, the hands are out. She's getting caught round the side. She's not bringing that left hand back after she throws her shots. She's been open for that right hook.
You can sort of tell from Michaela's wide stance that she has more practice maybe in the kickboxing side of combat sports.
Yeah, successful kickboxer. Fighting out of Liga, South Island Liga. It's lacking a little bit in the head movement. She cops another right hand, perhaps a habit that comes from the kickboxing stance. From knowledge from other kickboxers, they've told me it's not moving the head side to side and getting low is not really a favored tactic from the kickboxers, as they are open to things like knees and elbows and kicks. They tend to stand a little bit tall, keeping their weight on their back foot. But for boxers a little bit more accurate with the hands, a bit more punch variety, and they keep their weight a little bit more on the center or on the back. On the front foot, they can find that target that's a bit static. And Michaela showing her heart, throwing back.
Just sort of hoping her sheer work rate will carry her through this fight.
Very tough, very tough. They're continually looking for that right hook that she's had success with this whole fight. But quite a high pace. He's really banked a lot of those shots early, but Michaela and she lands another vicious right hand, and again, referee looking closely. Michaela showing her heart. Leading with that left hand, trying to catch that right hook after. Straight lead. 2 rounds down. We are halfway through the bout. Great shots from you. Great shots.
Taylor electing to stand in their corner. Probably a good decision after taking knee wobbling shots like that.
Now 7-0, 4 knockouts. Winning that title against a very experienced fighter in Tanya Reid. You say knocked her down 3 times in the bout? Am I correct? Are you correct?
I believe so.
Three knockdowns. Tanya Reid, very, very tough competitor, experienced. Shows the power that Mia carries in those hands.
You don't usually see, even from women at the very top, a lot of sort of knockouts and knockout power from the women.
She has a lot of power.
But as you can see with Mia, she's packing heat in that right hand.
Yeah, 4 KOs. And in her last bout, that's first round stoppage in her last fight as well, wasn't it? About a month ago. Oh no, she's fought since then, isn't she?
Should know this, being her stablemate.
Back to vicious exchanges.
Yes, you're right, on the P3 event on Sky.
And Michaela comes straight back, showing her heart, not shy to trade.
And definitely fit.
Yeah, very fit. Had a high work rate. You would see that.
She doesn't seem phased at all.
See that the fatigue might be seeing a little bit more for Mia, though continuing to have success with her shots. Michaela's starting to look a little bit fresher of the two. She had a high work rate from the bell in the 3rd round. We are past halfway.
She is slightly more hesitant though in this round, but Mia seems content to just let her start the exchanges and catch her as she's throwing.
And they're looking to counterpunch a little bit more and wait for the punches to present themselves. Michaela really upping the work rate in this round. The first 2 rounds, strong rounds for Mia, but Michaela, sensing the urgency, is putting her foot down. Got to give it to these kickboxers. They are as tough as they come.
Yep, this is as patient as I've ever seen Mia after she's hurt someone. So this work rate must be having some kind of effect on her.
Well, these first 2 rounds, she's thrown a lot of heavy leather and thrown them with bad intentions and landed them, and her opponent is still there, and she's come back.
Backpin can be quite demoralizing.
Yeah, right. So she's adjusting her pace, knowing she's still got, had half the fight to go. Starting to settle into a little bit more of a slower pace. Starting to pick her punches a little bit more. Still having success though.
That was definitely the slowest round of the fight thus far. And I think probably then definitely the best from Michaela.
Yeah, she really put her foot down in that round, really upped her game.
There was still, even right to the very end, there were a lot of clean shots landed by the Nightmare Motu.
And what'd you put that down to, Dave?
I think just as she's throwing, Michaela is pulling her guard apart and dropping her left hand a little bit as she's trying to get through and sticking her head up a little bit much. And then Mia's just concentrating on countering, so she's finding that right hand down the center.
Yeah, and sort of as Mia throws, she keeps her chin low. She drops her body weight, drops down a little bit, so her chin's tucked away. Michaela's standing a little bit tall on her punches. As such, has the chin up a little bit high, perhaps from that kickboxer style. But she's back punches in volume. Now this is the 4th and final round, 2-minute round. And this time Mia lands with a big left hook. Continuing to land that right hand. Not with as much authority as in the opening 2.
Ooh, 2
but
body
she's
shots
starting
coming
to
up
load
here.
up again.
I think Mia wants to put an exclamation point on this fight and stop her opponent, so she's looking to lift her game a bit.
Yeah, she's really looking. She wants that knockout. She wants that 5th knockout on her record. Credit to Michaela though. Lands a nice right hook on the middle of exchange. Another one. Takes her right hand back though. That's the last round. They got to leave it all out in the ring. Oh, and again another big right hand, and Michaela comes straight back, showing guts. Putting punches together. She's had a bit of success with that left hook in this last round. We'll switch to southpaw. They're doubling up on that right hand. Oh, and we have a cut.
Yeah, it's been there for the last probably a minute.
Oh, so an old cut that's reopened above the left eye of Mia.
I think it
gets
might
on
be
the
in
ropes.
hairline.
Few right hands, and there we have it. The final bell.
Gutsy female fighters. Man.
What a fight that was. Mia came out with a tremendous start, landing bomb after bomb. We know she can punch, but Michaela taking the shots, weathering the storm, and then in that 3rd round came back with punches. Got herself back into the fight somewhat, but was it enough? Didn't feel like it, but really showed her heart. Started to land shots, especially from that halfway point in that 3rd round. Started to get more success with that right hook and that long left hand. What would you call that fight, Dave? What do you think?
Well, I might be showing my bias here again, but I think that was fairly certain that was to our girl Mia. Almost every round, I would dare to say.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Mia and the potential, you know, and women's boxing in her division. What other fights are out there? You know, if she gets the nod from the judges in this fight, what other fights are out there for her on the local scene?
Well, I think a lot of the fights at her weight, she's lucky, you know, they're at this side of the world. They're over the ditch, just in Australia. Nothing too far away, especially with COVID in these times. It's hard to get the international fights and the big opportunities that you want. But luckily, especially with the bubble open, she can get those fights over there.
Yeah, that's
otherwise,
right,
there's the girl, is it Baby Nansen?
Baby Nansen, yeah, fighting out of CKB, I believe.
So that would be a good fight, but you know, it's all if the promoters and everyone can make it happen. You know, this game of boxing is a bit like that, but.
And your winner, out of the red corner,
Daryl Husband makes it official. Mia gets her 8th professional victory. This one by decision over the tough Michaela Jenkins. She takes her first loss, 1-1, but a very hard-fought bout. Showed her heart.
You got like a heart like big as a lion. Good on you. What's next for you?
I'm back up for 5 weeks. Kickboxing against Michaela for a regional title. Good.
Well, much respect to you, guys who brought it up for South
There you go, back on again in 5 weeks for a New Zealand title in kickboxing.
So very active, dipping in the two disciplines, kickboxing and boxing, keeping her busy.
I'm just there to show some fight. Tough. It's good. Gave a match. And that's what I wanted.
Kelly, you've got a lot of people here in your corner because that's 6-0 now, and you know it's 8-0 now. So you're heading in the right direction. You always come out with a smile on your face. You finish your fights with a smile on your face. And it's Mother's Day tomorrow.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day to my mom.
That's your mama there? Hey, mama. Now, obviously, as you get deeper into this and your chances improve, your international reputation is gaining momentum. Where do you see it all heading, Leah?
No title. That's the goal. That's what I'm go from day one. And I ain't gonna stop till I get there. I don't care. Whatever it takes. Push hard. And any of you can do it. You got 2 arms, 2 legs. Just believe in yourself. You have 110%. You can do it, girls. Show these men what we're made of.
The nightmare! Motu!
I just want to thank my coach and especially my sponsor, Shannon and Seth. They've been my first sponsor ever, and I'm truly grateful. And thank you, Alec.
Well, a lot of people say if I can do it, you can do it too. But I think in Mia's case, you can really believe it. She had a long hiatus from boxing. She's got 5 children. Coming back in her, now I think she's in her 30s, and putting on performances like that, getting knockouts over like really resilient women, and
Totally.
definitely a contender for a world title.
Very exciting.
Just shows the
Prospects
power of
of
determination.
Very determined.